Hey, it's late, so I don't know who's still up or whatever, but I wanted to look into a play. I'm making the rounds a little bit, and the play is, and we'll kind of look at it from the high level, dig in a bit. So the question going around has been, why doesn't Rodgers throw this to Romeo Doubs? It's Doubs on the outside there, and he's going to run a little drag across the middle. Rodgers is going to step up. This was the only sack of the day on Rodgers. He's going to step up. It looks like on this view, Doubs is wide open. Why doesn't Rodgers throw to him? And listen, I'm not here to cast blame. I'm not here to do anything. I'm here to say, listen, based on everything we're looking at, here's what the likely thought process is. Here's how this went down. So you can free to draw your own conclusions. I'm just kind of looking at kind of what we did here. So here's what we're doing. It's 3rd and 10. Packers are at, where are they? Like the 43, I guess. So looking to get, I don't know, roughly there or whatever for the first down. So what they're doing, they're running kind of a, I don't know, like I was calling this Hoss, but I don't think it's really Hoss because it's kind of deeper here, but it's kind of a curl, and then you're attacking. So you're attacking the middle there, and you've got these two kind of a too high look here. So it can kind of split these guys. And what you're trying to do with this and what they're doing over here, I guess, and we'll finish this out. Tunyon's going to kind of release kind of flat and then wheels up kind of as a secondary route. Jones has like a check and release, and then Dobbs, who we're going to look at, that's our guy. He's going to run just a little dagger in the middle. And then normally what they'll do with this, what the Packers will generally do with this, is they will say they'll look at whatever's going on, and then the drag comes last. You say this is our last day because it's 3rd and 10. Now generally you'll see this on like 3rd and 15, 3rd and 20, something like that. And usually it's kind of the last minute thing. All right, I'm gonna check all these things. At the very least, we'll pick up some yards off of this. 3rd and 10 is still reasonable, perfectly reasonable that you could pick up something here. So show that. Hey, Sam, yo, hey, I'm glad you're still awake. But go to sleep maybe. Anyway, so what they're trying to do, Rodgers is looking here, and really what you're trying to attack is that middle of the field because you got these split safeties. So you got those out there. I'm not going to get into all the terminology because, quite frankly, it's late and I don't feel like it. But you've got those split safeties there, and what this concept does, and it can be good against different things. And the way they're kind of bending in here is you're kind of saying, all right, I want to push deep. I want to take up this safety with this route here, and then bend that guy at the middle so we can attack the middle there. So that's likely what Rodgers is looking at. The route Rodgers is looking at is right there. Really, probably the only one in his progression. Really, everything else is kind of secondary at this point. You're looking, I want to tie up this guy. I'm going to check the safety. Do I tie him up? I do. Check this guy. What's he doing? Is he kind of bending out over there? He is. That means I got this guy in the middle. That's probably what he's looking at. That's generally the read. So we'll kind of look at this, and we'll see it better from the other angle. You say he kind of moves off of this relatively quick. He kind of moves. He's looking. You can see him kind of looking, and we'll see this from the other angle. He's looking. And then he kind of moves off of it pretty quick. And again, at this point, nothing's really determined. You've got, again, that he's split out. So you probably got him out. You got get this wide. This is where we're kind of getting into a little bit. So it looks like this guy's splitting out. You can see this guy's splitting out, and Rodgers hadn't move over there yet. But this is his initial step is to the outside, which means who cares about anything else? No one cares about anything else. What we have, out. That means the middle of the field is wide open, man. It's wide open. And who's it wide open for? It's wide open for this dude right here because this guy's tying up that man. So this is what we're looking at. This is what he's looking at. He's not looking at anything else. He's saying, I've got the middle of the field. I've got this. I can do this. That's split. I just need the time to do it. All right. That in mind. Move it forward. Hits the top of his drop. I mean, that field, you say middle field open. So there's the different families, right, of coverage, and you can split it a couple different ways. The main two ways you're looking at is middle field open versus middle field close. So basically, what's the middle of the field doing? This is as wide open, aside from like cover zero, it's about as wide open as you're going to see a field. This is middle of the field open. Open. That's MOFO, MOFO, middle of the field open right there. So that's likely what Rodgers is looking at. He's kind of, now he's checking. He's set. He's at back foot. He's looking over there. That guy's holding in place. I'm going to set. I'm going to let this develop. I'm going to step up. I'm going to chuck this sucker up the cob of the middle. He drops his eyes a little. We'll talk about this in a second because I don't know if it's so much that he drops his eyes. You can see there's some stuff going on there as much as there's a large opening there. And he thinks, if I can step up and through, I've got a really clear lane. I know I can throw this because right here, and you can launch it over. That's perfectly fine. You're throwing downfield. You can launch it over. If he steps up in the pocket, he can launch this over. But based on what Rodgers likes to do, he sees this opening. We'll see it from the other angle. I'm going to step up here. This is all tied up in the middle. This is messy. And then I'm launching it to Cobb because I know I've got Cobb because the middle field's open. Open. I know that's what we're going to do. Unfortunately, what he ends up doing is running right into just a large mass of men just right in the middle. And so we'll look at this from the other angle. And again, through all of this, okay, I forgot why we're doing this. Doubs, again, deep curl inside against the middle field. Hey, if we just keep an eye on Doubs, I mean, he is open. There's zero debating there. He gets inside. It's clear because you've got this guy over on Jones. You've got to get this guy following Tunyon. So this entire the middle of the field is open. He throws up the mailbox there. Hey, listen, I'm open, man. Throw up the flag. So he is open. Again, not debating that. Not making any points here. We're just looking at likely what the thought process is based on what the concept is doing. So Rodgers then. So we're going to look at the middle of the field here. We're going to look at these two guys here. They're going to kind of smash into each other a little bit, and they're going to end up leading a big part of the line here wide open. They kind of go out, bang, bang. But then he's going to kind of loop back inside, and that's where we start to get interesting. Rodgers is set. I'm going to run this back for a minute. You can see, all right, his initial read, step. He's looking back. He checks back so quick. He's already kind of looking down, but he checks over there so quick because all he's doing is checking the movement of the safety. Is that guy going wide? He is. Okay. If he's going wide, that means the middle of the field. I'm going to have that. Because likely you're looking at split safety. You're saying that safety that's deep over here, he's probably doing the same thing, or he's not drifting back over the middle because they're not leaving this whole thing open. We're taking that. We're going to say, okay, we got a split safety look. My middle of the field is open. He looks back. He sets his feet. He looks down the middle of the field. The peripheral, he can kind of see over there a little bit. Judge where that safety is. Okay, that guy's split wide. I got what I want. But these guys are in the middle. Eyes are down the field. He does not appear to be looking at the rush. He sees that hole. I'm going to step up and through and then launch that ball to Cobb in the middle of the field. That's the thought process. But he ends up pulling up because you get this pulling up here, and then he comes through, and it all becomes a mess. So Rodgers ends up running himself into traffic because he sees that opening, basically. But we'll run it back to the very beginning here, and then we'll get out of here because I feel like I've already gone on too long here. But again, what they're doing, what's that guy doing? What's that guy doing? If they split out wide, we've got this concept, this little deep curl comeback thing here. That right there, that's an afterthought. You've got 5 guys that end up going out here. Tunyon, again, runs that little flat, and then he wheels up, kind of check and release. 5 guys end up going out. These are kind of check releases here, so we're going to X those out. So basically, you've got 3 real routes. 1, 2, and then 3. This is the option right there. This is an influence. So that doesn't matter. I mean, he could throw that, I guess. It's a curl. If it's at the sticks and he likes the matchup, he can throw that because he has that. But that's not really an option. This is the 3 as like a check down, but really he's probably moving over there, and it kind of depends on the movement there. So again, not saying whether anything is right or wrong. I'm saying what he's looking at here, he's looking at this. And with this route, he's got exactly what he wants. Now you can make the argument, and you certainly can, and you certainly are well within your rights to do so, that is split safety. He's got the pocket, and we'll look at this here, kind of run it forward and kind of see how it looks when he hits the back of his drop. Bam! Hits top of the drop. I don't know why I said it like that. I do live in Kentucky. That's perfect. So you can say hitch, step up, throw from there, you launch, you've got Cobb there, and you throw it there. You can certainly make the argument, and I would not be one to correct you. That is something you could do. Maybe you could say he should do. I'm not an NFL quarterback. I'm not going to say he should do that. But based on the pocket, it looks like something that is available to him that he could and should potentially do. Step up and launch that. But when he sees that opening, he thinks I can buy a little extra time, and maybe I can launch a little bit more down the field. Maybe I can hit Cobb here past the safeties. And instead of maybe these guys then see this and they can rally and tackle, and you've got a 30-yard gain or something, or whatever it ends up being. I've got a 45, 44, whatever it is, yard touchdown. That's likely what he's looking at. Again, debate it all you want. perfectly fine. Just saying based on that concept, based on what the defense is doing, he likely only has eyes for Cobb because they've called the perfect play for the perfect thing. And I think the only thing, if you're going to say one thing Rodgers did wrong here, it would be, well, again, wrong. I don't know, man, because I'm not an NFL quarterback, but I would say what he should have done is step up in the pocket, launch, take what you can get here, as opposed to trying to step up. Because by stepping up, he runs himself into trouble when by just drop, hitch, throw, he's got that suck up over the middle, and he knows he has it over the middle. So again, that's all I got. This went on longer than I thought. So I don't know if there's anyone with me. If you're, hey, thank you. If not, that's also fine. But I hope you found this at the very least somewhat illuminating in terms of what the thought process likely was on this concept and why this ball did not go to Doubs.